Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I thought that this week I might try to do a little bit of vlogging. I've never done vlogging before, so we will see how this goes. I'm hoping for this to kind of just be a weekly reading vlog. We'll see how it goes, and I will get to letting y'all know what I'm reading a little bit later. We'll catch up on some reading a little bit later, but first I thought it would be fun. I went shopping. Again, I keep doing this. I have so many books I haven't read yet, and I keep shopping. That's just how it goes. So I thought I might do a little mini book haul real quick. This is used book haul. I went to Goodwill about a week or so ago, and then I went to Half Price Books a few days ago. And so I thought I might just show you guys real quick what I got. I am not going to go into super detail about these. That will happen later. We'll do with that when I actually read these, whenever that happens. But I'm going to start with my stuff I got at Goodwill. I was surprised, actually, by how much I picked up. I got five books at Goodwill. That was in somebody's classroom, clearly. And so I got those. So, first couple things I got the first two in the Scythe, I think it's a trilogy, by Neal, Shusterman. And I am so behind on these. These are old now. When was this published? What was it? 2017? 2016. So I am quite far behind these. I never read these. When these came out, I was not in a reading young adult vibe. And so I didn't read them, but I thought I would try it. They had the first two books at Goodwill. I'm trying really, really hard to not buy multiple books in this series before I actually read it, but it was Goodwill and they were stupid cheap, so I had to. So I got the first two. They didn't have the third one. So the first one is Scythe. The second one is Thunderhead. And I know it's young adult sci-fi, maybe dystopian, I don't know. But young adult sci-fi, it says, a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. And so I believe the premise for these is that in order to keep humanity in this kind of utopia that it describes, there are people who are called scythes, and their job is to choose which people to kill when to keep the population under control. So that sounds interesting. I have no idea when I will get to these. I will get to them at some point. My mom actually keeps recommending these to me and saying how good they are. So one day we'll get there. I don't know when, but they're on my shelf now, so I can whenever I want. The next book that I picked up at Goodwill is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Again, another super old one that I just haven't read yet, and it sounds hilarious. I haven't even watched the movie, which came out ages ago now. So, again, eventually we'll probably get to this. Okay, next book I got was this hardback of The Giver. The reason I got this was because it was hardback, and I've actually never seen it, at least not with this cover, in a hardback, and so I thought it looked really nice. I never read this when I was in school, like a lot of people do, so I'll get to it. It's extremely short. There we go. So that won't take super long to get through, and like I said, this one, you can tell, was in a teacher's classroom. So I'll get to this at some point. It should be really, really quick to get through. I just haven't yet, but I really, really liked that this pretty cover was in hardback. So I thought that would just be nice to have on my shelf. And then the last one that I picked up at Goodwill was The Maid, which I think came out last year. Let me see. Yes, 2022. So, The Maid by Nita, Prose. I know this came out last year. I have seen people talk about it. Some good things, some bad. But again, it was really cheap at Goodwill, so I thought I would grab it. I don't really read a lot of like mystery thriller type books, and I think that's what this is. The synopsis on the cover says that she's a hotel maid, but then they find a dead body, and the police are targeting her as the lead suspect, and they have to be able to find the real killer. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Again, I don't know if I'll like it. I've heard both good and bad things about it. I think it won the Goodreads Choice Award for the like mystery category, I think, last year, but we'll see. Again, super cheap at Goodwill. It was like $1.50, maybe $2. So figured it was enough to go ahead and give it a try. So those are all the ones that I got at Goodwill. And then I went to Half Price Books last week and got a stack there. Oh, also 5. I got 5 at each place. So actually that's not true. I got 6 at Half Price Books and I forgot, and I actually have the other one right here handily. I couldn't help it. It was a book of Shakespeare's insults. So the entire book is just bits from his plays of Shakespearean insults. So now I have this for no reason except that I thought it was funny. So I did grab that. So that was a total, I guess, of 6 books from Half Price Books. Okay, so the ones that I got here, I got Love in Color by Babalola. I'm sure I'm butchering that. I'm sorry. But this is mythical tales from around the world retold. So kind of mythology type stories, I believe, but told from a more of a global perspective. I had seen this at Barnes & Noble a while ago and almost got it, but I was trying to restrain myself and not buy 1,000 things. And then I found this at Half Price Books. So snagged this. I'm looking forward to looking at that. All right. The other book, another one that I got was Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I haven't read any Tessa Bailey yet. So hopefully I like it. This is kind of my try. I know that this is technically the second one in, this series, I guess. I know the first one is It Happened One Summer, but I don't think you have to read them in order. I think it's kind of like a Bridgerton type thing where the different books follow the sisters. So they're separate stories. So hopefully I don't have to read the other one first because I don't have it. But I thought I would give Tessa Bailey a shot. I haven't read anything by her yet, so we'll see. We'll see how much I like that one. I also picked up 2 books that I have already read. I just don't have physical copies of on my shelf. So I went ahead and picked them up. Turns out I don't have a copy of Fahrenheit 451. I like to keep copies of a lot of old classic sci-fi, and things, especially if I have read them. And turns out I didn't have this one. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I thought the cover of this one was really cool and vintage. But I got kind of upset when I got home because the price sticker for the Half Price Books was on top of where it has been written on right here. So I didn't know that it was written on because the price tag was on top of that. And then I realized that when I peeled it off, but oh well. I still think it looks really cool. So I can add this to my shelf. I also picked up a physical copy of Circe by Madeline Miller. I adore Madeline Miller, and I could not believe I didn't already have a physical copy of this. I listened to the audiobook when I did this one, and it was amazing. I loved it. And that was a good 2-3 years ago now. And I can't believe that I haven't managed to grab a physical copy to put it on my shelf, but I have it now. So I am very happy about that. And then the last book that I picked up was The 10,000 Doors of January. Mostly because the cover is gorgeous. I honestly don't know much of what this is about. I think it is fantasy. But we will see. The main character's name is January. She finds a strange book. And for the first time, January realizes she can escape her story and sneak into someone else's. So I honestly have not much idea about what this is. But it's so pretty. So I figured I would go ahead and grab it, put it on my shelf. We will see when I get to it. So that, let me get all these over here. That is my used book haul from the past couple weeks. So there's that. Just wanted to share that with y'all. And a little bit later today, I'm going to get into reading. I am in the middle of Babel by R.F. Huang, and it's continuously amazing. So I will do a little bit of a reading update about how far I am in there. And then we'll check in a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to settle down and do a little bit of reading now. I've gotten a lot of stuff done this morning, so I feel like I have some time to sit down. So I thought I'd update you guys as to what I'm reading right now. So my audiobook that I'm listening to right now that I just started yesterday is A Darker Shade of Magic, the second one. So A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I'm loving it. It has been a little while since I read the first one, so I had to look at a little recap of the first one before I started the second one. And even with the recap, I keep remembering things I forgot. So it's okay. The second one's going all right so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm only 2 hours into the audio, so I'm not very far. But I'm loving it. We have the dual POV from the two main characters, Lila and Kel, and I love the narrators for both of them. I was actually really excited when I got to Kel's POV because the narrator is the same person that does the Way of Kings audio from the Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and I really like that narrator. So I am very happy that I was very excited that he was the narrator for that. So I'm excited for that. So I'm in the middle of that. I'm going to try to listen to a little bit more of that today, but I haven't quite gotten very far in that one yet. And then right now I am currently working on Babel by R.F. Huang. So oh my goodness, I'm loving this one so far. This book is just so good and so well thought out, so well written. I cannot believe how much I'm enjoying it. I am 150 pages in. Absolutely loving it. One of the things that I'm really liking so far is the fact that Robin, our main character, he is so conflicted about everything that's going on. Because basically, without too many spoilers, I mean, it's set in Oxford in the 1800s with the translation department at Oxford University, but it centralizes a lot of discussion on colonialism and just how, even though within this translation department, it's we have people here from all over the world and we're translating all these really cool works of literature. It's well, why? Well, what is the point behind this? A lot of it is to further, in this case, the British Empire and things like that. And our main character, who's from China, and so he's doing a lot of translations with Mandarin and things like that. He's so conflicted about everything because he can see kind of the reason behind, he's starting to be in deceit, the reason behind everything. And he's conflicted because, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, but at the same time, he loves the environment. He loves being around a lot of the people that he's around. And so it's really interesting to see kind of this conflict within himself. That's what I'm pulling most from this right now, is that conflict of acknowledging all of the harm that is happening within this, but then also how much he loves the environment and how much he loves being there and trying to deal with that. And so that's a really big thing, at least at the point in the book where I am right now. And it's so good. It's so good. It's so well written. You can feel what Robin is feeling, and it's really, really good. So I am going to hop back into this. I'm just about to start chapter 9, page 154. So I'm going to settle in for a little bit of reading. I have my book, I have my sparkling water, and I'm just going to settle in and hopefully get a bit more of this read. Hello, it is Tuesday, and I wanted to get out of the house. So I'm at a coffee shop. I'm about to go in, and I'm going to get some coffee. Well, no, I'm going to get some green tea because that sounds really good. And I don't know what I want to eat. Their avocado toast is really good. Their breakfast tacos are really good. So we'll see. But I'm going to get some breakfast, and I'm going to do some reading in the coffee shop. I'm still on Babel. Very good still. I read about 50 pages yesterday. So we'll get a little bit more of that read, and I'll do an update when I'm a little bit farther. Still loving it. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do some reading. Hopefully going to get some writing done as well. Trying to get into that habit. So we'll see. I also have another book that I grabbed called Murder Your Darlings. And it's a book of like writing advice and stuff like that. So we might start this while we're in there. We'll see. I'm also gonna probably look at, like, I need a cute laptop bag because I brought my laptop. I don't have a cute bag because everything's shoved into this like giant tote bag, which is fine, but it's very disorganized. So I'm gonna go in there, get some coffee, tea, some breakfast, do some reading, do some writing, and I'll touch base later. Okay, time for a little reading update. I have officially gotten to part 3 of Babel. So I am about 220 pages in. Consistently amazing. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving her character development. Like I said earlier, Robin, our main character, is still extremely conflicted about everything that's going on in the story, which I like that. I like that we have a protagonist who's not perfect. I feel like a lot of times the protagonists are so perfect, and every choice they make is a lot of times obviously the right choice, and this is not that, and I am absolutely loving that. I am also loving that about the past 50 to 70 pages, I would say, is where it really starts explaining the magic system in the world. So it is a fantasy in the sense that there is magic in this world. But that's really it. There is a magic system based on silver and based on words in different languages inscribed into these bars of silver that then kind of like manifest this power based on the words that are written on them that can do different things. So these silver bars, depending on what's written on them, they can be used to heal the sick. They can be used to power and protect ships and things like that. They can be used to help a garden grow better. So the magic system was very, very interesting. And so I was really excited to finally get to the point where they're discussing that more. And so I am very, very curious to see where it goes. I am also a little bit curious on the pacing. So our group of main characters, they're attending Oxford University, and I am maybe a third of the way through the book, and they have already gotten through their first 3 years. This first part of the book has gone very, very, very quickly as far as time frame goes. So I am extremely curious as to the rest of this book. Does it continue past when they're at school, or does just a lot happen in that final year? So I am looking forward to seeing how that goes. I also got a little bit more listen to of Gathering of Shadows audiobook. It is still very good. I'm still very early into it, but it's good, and I think I'm kind of hitting to see what the conflict is in this one, because this one takes place 4 months after the first one, and so far in the story there hasn't been a ton of conflict. It's just kind of been showing us where the characters are now that it's 4 months after like all these big events happened at the end of the first book. And I think we're about to see what the conflict is going to be. So I'm excited to get to that. But yeah, that is where I'm at with this so far. I'm really hoping to finish it in the next day or so. But we'll see. It's amazing. It does read fairly quickly, but it's also a lot of information at the same time. So I kind of have to take it in spurts, but it's really, really good. I'll check in a little bit later. Hi, it is Thursday. I am gross because it is really hot outside and I just got back from walking to Walmart because I am having car problems right now. So I didn't have a car. So I wanted toast for breakfast. I didn't have any. So I didn't have any bread. So I walked to Walmart to go get some. And, whoa, that's a lot of light behind me. There we go. Okay. Which was good. It's cooler today than it has been because there was a big storm that came through last night. But it's officially, as of yesterday, summer here in Texas. And hey, it's under 90 degrees so far today. So big woohoo, but it's still hot. So, got some breakfast, came back. I got this like, what was it? It was pineapple, carrot, orange, like juice shake thing while I was there. It was so good. That was really good. Highly recommend. So I'm back home now. And plan for today is I need to do some work up here. So this room that I'm in right now is kind of like our like big upstairs room that's above our garage. And right now, like this is where my desk is. And then there's another built-in desk back there that's a disaster. But the goal is to get my desk areas better set up and then to get a couch up here with like a TV, and we have a TV up here, but no couch. So it's kind of just sitting there. So we need a couch and then to just make this kind of like media room, game room, office space kind of thing. But I need to paint because we've been in this house for about 3 years now. And when we moved in, every single room in this house was this beige color, which is fine, but oh my gosh, it's so boring. So for a year now, I've been periodically repainting every single room in the house. And I want to say I'm a little over halfway done. Oh my gosh, it takes forever, guys. Painting takes absolutely forever. But it's fine. I like what I'm doing. So the goal for this room, let me see if I can flip this around a little bit. Yes, so the goal for this room, we got a bunch of junk, but we're pretty much just gonna do white everywhere. And then this wall here is going to be kind of a burnt orange terracotta-ish kind of accent color. And so TV is here. Eventually the plan is to have an L-shaped couch that kind of goes there and then comes out here for the TV. And then I have my desk here and then the built-in over here. So that is the plan. That's gonna take a while. That probably won't be done in this vlog. But my goal for today is to get all the furniture that's around the walls and everything that's on the walls and everything, get it taken off, get it just kind of moved into the center of the room so that I can at least have it prepped for painting. I may start painting this week, but not quite sure yet. So that's the plan. And I'm probably going to listen to some more of, drawing a blank. Okay. Probably going to listen to some more of A Gathering of Shadows, my audiobook, because still enjoying it. I think I'm maybe 4 hours in at this point, and it's long-ish. It's like 16 hours long, I would say. But I'm about 4 hours in, enjoying it. But I'm wondering if it might have a little bit of middle book syndrome, where there's just not a lot going on and stuff, and then kind of just setting you up for the end of the story. But I mean, it's really good so far. One funny thing did happen though. You know how sometimes when you're reading a book and it's like a character shows up and you have completely the wrong picture in your head as to like what age they are. Because that happened to me. There was a very minor character that showed up in the first book that has just, I was listening to it on my walk to Walmart, that just today showed up again. And in my head, this was like totally a middle-aged man, this character was. And then, then the book referred to him as a youth. And I was like, oh no, it's a young guy. So it's not important. It's a very minor character, at least so far. But I thought that was kind of funny. So anyway, I'm going to listen to some of that and get some furniture up here moved. That's the plan. Okay, bye. I realized I haven't introduced you guys to my puppy yet, because you can hear him moving around and scratching in the last video clip. But come here, bud. Come here. This is Scout. Say hello. Say hi. Hello. Where are you? There you are. Say hello. He's like, you woke me up, Mom. Why'd you do that? But anyway, this is, oh, hello. This is the puppy. He's not a puppy. He's like 3, but he's my puppy dog. Say hi. Hello, everybody. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Got everything, ooh, there we go. Got everything far enough away from the wall so we can paint. The only thing left is TV. There's so many cables. I'm gonna wait for my husband to get back so he can tell me how to unplug all of it. And then my desk, because I use it so much, I don't want to move it till I actually start painting. And then a pile of trash, but other than that, we got it done. Hey guys, it is Monday of the next week, so I figured that I should probably go ahead and wrap up this vlog so that I can get it edited and uploaded. So first of all, I realized while I was going back through my clips that I mentioned that I wanted to go look for a laptop bag, and I didn't show you guys what I got. So I have it right here. I just got this backpack. It's really pretty. It's like black and rose gold and lots of pockets, very practical. So I'm looking forward to using that while I go. And I did a little bit of work at the library this week. It was great for bringing all my stuff. So very happy with that. Unfortunately, I did not finish Babel last week. I really thought I was going to, but a lot of stuff came up last week. The weekend was crazy busy. So just gonna keep it realistic. I did not finish it. So honestly, I didn't finish anything last week for that vlog. For this vlog. So that's okay. That happens. Life happens. But I am about 2/3 of the way through Babel. I have read about 340 pages and I have like exactly 200 pages left. So it is picking up, you guys. It is picking up. I am so excited to see what happens next because it starts going crazy. Definitely starting to see kind of some of the traditional dark academia tropes starting to come into this. Don't want to say too much. I really don't want to spoil it, but I am just enjoying it so much. It's amazing. So hopefully I will finish this week coming up. That way we can just wrap it all up. And yeah, so that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Again, this is my first vlog that I've ever done. It's probably a little bit disorganized, but that's okay. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep practicing, and it's just going to be really good. So that was this week, reading lots of Babel. I don't have any more updates on Gathering of Shadows. I haven't listened to it since last time I talked about it, but we will keep on with that. And that was this past week. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.